Welcome to Card Gods Unleashed. I'm J-Bone, Courtney, and UC Pike, your guys' hosts for this evening. Tonight we're going to be talking about just the different kind of breaks or ways of obtaining cards that is all across the app tonight. Probably start with you, Core, just as you're on almost daily running the Card Gods brand out there.
Yeah, for sure. I'll just, I guess, start with my favorite type of break that I run. I mean, most of you know I like to incorporate repacks with wax. I feel like the best value is there. I feel like for the 20 people that I can get to hit out of the repack, if I can't get the other 13 to hit out of that, my hope is out of the wax, I can get them to hit. And so then, you know, I'm minimizing how many people miss in the break. With that, it kind of bumps up the price a little bit, you know, and so sometimes that makes it a little bit more difficult for people to see that. But those are my favorite type of breaks to run. I think repacks are, I think everybody does them. I think everybody's trying to do them.
Is that considered like a mixer? Is that what it's called? Like
a mixer.
Where you mix wax and repacks?
Yeah.
When you mentioned 20 different people hitting, I think it's important to note, you know, the biggest thing that you're doing that nobody else is, and we mean nobody else, is there's no double ups.
Zero double ups.
And I think that was ingenious. You know, there are greedy, you know, people hits out there, and that's fine. People, you know, they're paying good money.
Yeah, I totally understand. There is a niche for people out there that want to hit more than once, and I understand that. I know that we are as a group, I've been steadfast in the no double ups, because even when I am in a break and people have been in breaks with me, if I have one team and I hit 2 cards, I'm always like, okay, like I'm good, like I don't need any more. I just want to hit a card for the team that I have and then move on. And I think that if everybody can kind of get on the same page there, then across the board, more people are hitting. Or getting something back on the return for what they give out there. And that's where I have been steadfast on that and I understand that there are people that don't like that, and I get that. There's breaks for you out there then. But for the ones that, you know, want to come in, get 3 teams, hit 3 cards, I think that's great, you know. I don't think one team needs to hit more than 1 card. That's just not,
That's what the wax is for, right?
That's what the wax is for.
Right.
That's why you build in the wax, and then that brings you home, you know.
If you guys are new to not just buying singles or buying your own wax at your local Walmart or hobby shop, kind of what we're talking about is it's called a break. And that's where you split all the product you have up into 32, sometimes 33 teams, depending upon what you're running. And especially when you're running higher end brands, it allows for someone that might not be able to buy like an expensive National Treasures box by themselves.
It's kind of like you're splitting a box with
32
other friends. Yeah.
So, you know, I'm a diehard Chiefs fan. So, you know, whenever they've won the Super Bowl as many times as they have in the last couple of years, I want specifically Chiefs product. And if I don't want to pay for all of it, I might buy the Chiefs at a 32nd of the cost. And then, you know, when the GOAT comes out of the case hit as Mahomes, I have won.
This is purposeful. This is purposeful. We're getting close to the Super Bowl, folks. So this is purposeful.
But I'm a Pats fan, so he has no room really to talk. So.
Right? Yeah, I'm the only one here that's left out.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you guys do have something in common. Your favorite team's quarterbacks, the only teams quarterbacks that ever beat Mahomes in the playoffs. I'm just going to say that.
So mine will always be the GOAT.
Something like that until someone three-peats done something he's never done. But
yeah.
That's for a later segment.
Yeah, I think.
So,
some other segment.
So back to wax here and these breaks and what we're supposed to be doing. So yeah, Jay-Ben, that's a good description, you know, and telling people what breaks are.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people don't. Even they come in the room, you know, they're asking a lot of questions and stuff. So I think that's good
So if you're just joining into whatnot, you pop into somebody's show, don't understand what they're doing, just ask.
Always ask questions.
Ask questions.
Yeah,
I think I've actually had multiple people that have stayed in my room because I answered them. And I was shocked when I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? Like, yeah, you asked me a question. You're like, no, you wouldn't believe the people that don't answer you in the
stream. And then ban you
for asking the question. I was like,
that's the floor.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So, yeah, just ask the question.
Yeah, it's...
somebody will answer you.
Yeah, kind of how I got started streaming was with breaks, but with an old friend, but what really kind of brought Case Hit Kingdom along into Card Gods was the single streams. I know that I had a ton of fun in the single streams, and I think if you're looking at the hobby as more of an investment than the pure nostalgia of liking to rip open wax and the thrill of the chase, then singles can be a very
If he's seeing a certain person, singles is more your.
Sometimes it's not ideal to be chasing the Chiefs in 700 different breaks whenever you can turn around and just buy a rookie Mahomes for what you would have paid in to get it. And that's kind of what really started me take off with streaming. T-Lin was one of the first single rooms that I went into. T-Lin Berg 14, shout out my dude. Runs one of the best single streams on there. He's not shouting at you about comps. He's not showing fake comps. He's trying to bring what he considers rare and unique cards to the hobby and runs them at $1. That was so fun to be in his rooms. You guys ever pop in any single streams or anything like that?
Yeah, I would say like Hicks. I go into Hicks.
I like Hicks.
Hicks is my dude, like my little country fella. Yeah, Hicks, T-Lin.
Casey runs singles too. One of another great mods of the whatnot community.
Casey's great.
Yeah, True Pulls runs singles. Cream cards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of single streamers that do it well. Even Debut Sports, they do it now. Is there a right way and a wrong way? We can get into that if we want to.
Wow. I didn't think we were bringing them up.
Whoa.
No, and that's all right because, everybody that's on the platform, they have their own style, right? So, we know what we think is fair. We have our ideas about that, and we know the ones that we feel do it great. And then there's some that, if you want to get yelled at and berated and pressured into buying, there's other places to go.
I mean, ultimately, like anyone that runs singles, I found good deals on some. I found
I've overpaid. I overpaid in your room, I think, for one time. I'm like, damn, okay. But I was going up against somebody and I just overpaid for it. It is what it is. And then, I've done that, but then I've been in single streams where I've won massively.
Yeah, max bid 600 because it's a $800 card and it go for $300.
Yeah, no, yeah. In breaks too, same.
We see it all over, and there's great deals to be had. Singles are it's the best way to acquire a single player. If you're looking to PC, if you're looking to just build a collection. If you're on the selling side, even, you can acquire product that way.
Yeah.
And it seems like we do see a lot of product kind of shift around within the hobby. One streamer will have it this week, and the next week another person will have it. So we see.
Shout out is the Fiend. Fiend does.
Fiend does great too. He's starting to really come around and
put
a good show on.
Yeah, I've been in his stream since he was. And to watch it just kind of steadily go up is fun. It's fun to see.
What about you, Pike? We like the mixers. What do you like in the singles?
No, I like mystery some. I enjoy repacks. That's always been my forte.
It's guaranteed value. At least a chance at
somewhat, right? There's always you're getting something back no matter what, as long as you buy. And I always did. I guess you could say Percy, my repacks. I went to kind of the more expensive route, I guess you would say. I wanted to guarantee that I was going to get a card. 90% of the time I wasn't winning. But that's just because I was chasing the big card, right? There's always that ceiling between 800 and 4,000, and I'm going for 4,000 when they're putting 800 if I'm lucky.
Which we know that happens.
Yeah, it does happen in the hobby. You're going to go into streams and you're going to see the little placard there where they're saying what the value could be.
Yeah.
And usually they hit the floor pretty well. They usually aren't below the floor. But getting that ceiling card it's an achievement. It's the.
There's been places that I've bought into thousands upon thousands and would walk away with nothing, not even close to the ceiling, right? I think that's one thing that I really appreciate about the idea that Pike and Core, we've all kind of come together on our repacks is, if we run an entire case of whatever it is, Apollo, Athena, Poseidon, Zeus, we know that there are 20 guaranteed hits out there. There is an absolute ceiling that will have a recent verified comp. There is a floor, and then they progressively go up from the floor to the ceiling.
Yeah, you will not find 2 floors.
No.
In any of our repacks, and that's if you find a floor.
And that,
we've
never done that.
And it just depends on the repack. On the lower end repack, if we say the floor is 70, you're lucky to find a $70 card. It's usually going to be in the $80 range, and that gives you a little bit of time. We're pretty good about comping our cards within a day or a couple hours of them being in. And sometimes those shows carry a little longer. So, by the time we're breaking, it's a day or 2 old, 3 days old, but we're confident in that card not falling below.
And if for some reason someone has lost their mind and sold a card for super low, just reach out to us. You know what I mean? Like, we'll make sure that you're hitting the value that you should.
Certainly. And I don't even think we've had to do that.
No,
we're
not at all.
We're extremely accurate in our comping and the cards that we put in, and that's by design. We're not asking a third party to produce our cards for us. We're not shipping our boxes out somewhere and having them filled. We're doing it in-house. And that, I think that brings another element to just how valid the product is, and how honest we are with our consumers, and that's why we can be as transparent as we are during the shows.
I mean, we're not seeking to make $20,000 on a break or anything like that. We give the numbers out. We let you guys know the odds, and it's just up to you to quantify what you feel is worth it or not. If it's good for you, cool. If not, no sweat off our back. We just want to be able to bring huge cards at the best value we can. Because I know there's people in my streams that could never afford a $4,000 or $5,000 card. But for, depending upon what we're running, $200 to $800, somewhere in that range, they can get in one team and have the opportunity to do that and know that there's a 30% chance, whatever it is, that no matter what, they're walking away with something. Like, that's
right. And that's the thrill of it, and that's being able to reach that audience, the ones that can get in one time, and there's buyers of all sizes out there. You'll have buyers that struggle to get in breaks, and we're not begging anybody to come and join or anything like that. We just want to meet good people. We want people to be
love good people.
Right. We just want good people as part of the community. I think it betters the community. And, the better the people that you have in there, the better we're going to be for it. I enjoy repacks. There's a lot of different mystery games out there.
Isn't GoldDaddy running a pretty solid mystery game right now?
Probably the most transparent game on the app.
I think between him and War Room on their mystery, very
similar. Their transparency is perfect. It's spot on. You're right. War Room deserves that credit too, because he is just as transparent as GoldDaddy. But both of them are running, great wheel. Well, one of them a wheel game, the other one divisional.
Yeah.
GoldDaddy's running divisions. He's got a board on the screen. You can tell what the value is of each division, how many cards are left in each division once one's been hit. I really do think that GoldDaddy has a niche in the industry right now. Yeah. And there's some people that are out there starting to copy that, because I think
divisionals have been around for a little bit for sure. But I think the way he went about it.
One box divisional with the transparency of what's in there is what I think.
1 to 4. I mean,
he's running 1 to 5. I saw him run some 5 boxers the other night to close out his show, and massive cards.
5 chances out of 8 to hit.
Right. Well, and or you double up or triple up depending. Right. Well, it's not just that. Like if you've bought multiple spots in the divisional, you have chances of hitting 2, 3, 4 of the cards, because there's no, you're mystery pulling the cards because the cards are hidden within the cards are visible, but he puts the boxes with a Post-it note.
Right.
So the winner of the first auction picks what boxes come into the break. So, it could be 4 of the same division that come in. You know, that person just made out like a bandit, right?
If only, right?
But it's all random, you know.
But once those are gone, they have like a division tracker, right? Like, so
they absolutely do.
Like, okay, there was 8 teams in the AFC West. Now there's only 4.
Correct.
So now you kind of know, and you can calculate what you're chasing in the next boxes that are coming out.
Right.
So
and it's kind of a name your value. He starts everything at $1. So the chat gets to name, you know, if the big card comes out first, I mean, he's going to take a big hit, right? That's the gamble he takes. And that's the gamble chat takes, you know. It could last until the end, and you're going to watch prices soar because everybody wants the $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 card. So no, I think that the divisional he's running is great. You know, you brought up War Room. Yeah. His game is fun. I mean, he does a good job the way he's designed that. And it's along the same lines. He's got all the cards there for you to see. You know, the big cards. Yeah.
Anything silver all the
I
way
think silver and
diamond.
up. Yeah, silver to diamond you can see right there. And it's very transparent. And that's the way the hobby needs to go. You know, the more you're hiding, you know, the more you're probably making on the back end.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, the people that are transparent, they're the ones that trust chat to know their stuff and be able to
dupe anyone.
Right. You know, they're going to make some profit. I mean, it's a business. Everybody needs to make a little bit, right? So, yeah, they're going to make some profit, but it's not going to be $8,000 a break or $10,000 a break, which we've seen multiple times.
I've seen you hit in his room the top tier like 5 or 6 spins in, right?
Oh yeah,
something like that, like for on a breaker's end. Really, I mean, it shows that they have the value out there. It can be hit, but that would absolutely break a show, especially running it at $1. But in hindsight, you know, or on the shoe on the other foot, that could last to the very end, and it could be very, very lucrative for him. So,
I would say more times than not, it lasts longer than the first few being hit.
Yeah, out of 100 picks, I got very lucky.
That was very,
the wheel
very
was
rare.
on my side.
I literally left the game for a minute. I came back and I'm like, wait, what? Like, what just happened?
What was that you hit? I don't even remember.
It was the signed Kobe.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a Kobe auto.
Yeah, Kobe auto. It was a beautiful card, wasn't it, Cor?
It's beautiful. Whatever.
Cor is a massive Kobe fan. If you guys don't know Cor,
yeah, I mean, I'm massive.
She loves Kobe. Yeah. So yeah, she was
really she likes all the goats.
Why not? I mean, you are a goat. You hang with goats. I'm kidding.
Is that why we started the card goats?
Yeah, goats, right? Goats hang with goats.
So yeah, back to the number of breaks and how creative people are becoming on the app, though.
I love it.
Yeah, like BMAC. You know, we recently just met BMAC, and one of the games that his games are fun. You know that you can tell he's putting a lot of time and effort into them to make them. Obviously everything's can be tweaked and things like that, but you see different things like that. You're like, oh, that's awesome.
He's growing leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. I love BMAC being in his stream. He does a fun thing and he tries to put a different twist on it every time.
Yeah.
He gets creative. He's got a solid following, which is great. People to come in and support him, and we're in there with those people that are doing some supporting. We try to support all the small streamers as much as we can. We go into the rooms and do the best that we can.
But most of the people that support us stream or do something in some capacity, and we always try to give back.
But if I don't.
Well, we can save that for another time. But.
Another day for another day.
But yeah, the hobby is good. It's been good to all of us. And it's fun. We're enjoying it. Just putting the creativity into these breaks and seeing what we can do next. What value can we bring to you as the hobbyist? Yeah. And that's what keeps us up at night. We'll texting or phone calls or
Hiker, are you awake? It's only midnight, bro. Come on.
Dude, hey,
It's only midnight Central Time. It's 1 o'clock my
you
time.
up? You up? Like, oh man.
And I'm getting up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. every day. So, no, and that's
I don't
just,
think we've had a conversation that's less than an hour.
yeah, I mean,
Do
it's,
those exist?
Yeah,
I mean,
ever.
right.
I mean, when you get to talking about just the love of the hobby and what we're trying to do and what we're trying to bring to people, endless hours. I mean, we were meeting up today and still talked on the phone. I'm pretty sure for at least 2 hours today, Pike.
yeah.
We talked
I
for
was
2 hours
with the other
today
2
as
hours
well.
with Cora.
Yeah,
So my
100%.
6-hour drive, I was only quiet for 2 hours on the way here. But no, I mean, but that's the part of building it, and that's the amount of back end work that goes into building a
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Speaking of that, Core was at Nationals with
Oh
me.
man.
And War Room was a big help in all that because I had never been to Nationals. What it took to fill specific price points to not have not only not a repeat team for that break, but not a repeat player. Like,
Right.
we spent a solid 3 days at Nationals to acquire, make sure that we were getting the cards at a bargain and try and bring it to the Kingdom and Card Gods. Like 3 days at Nationals, running outside because there's no service,
Oh, dude,
trying to
it's
comp
wild.
a card, then run back in and hope that it hadn't sold between the
Oh, yeah.
20 minutes you were gone. It was.
I mean, that's even, you should see me at home on a daily basis. It's like, run down, put some laundry in, run upstairs, comp a few cards, run downstairs, do the dishes, go take Colby her lunch, come upstairs, comp a few cards, go put them in the, I mean, it's like, oh my God, this is wild.
And just the packing.
And then
the
you get in front of,
shipping.
and you get in front of the camera, like, okay, this is great. We just didn't want buck wild for 2 hours. But we love the hobby.
So no, and that's the thing. We all love what we're doing,
Yeah.
and I don't think that any of us would be doing this if we didn't love it
I
because
quit my job.
it's certainly not the lucrative. We're not making tens of thousands of millions of dollars here.
But I don't want to. Not.
As long as I just make my
nice.
money
Right, no,
back
no, no.
is what I invested into
Right.
it currently, I am good with that.
I mean, there's a reason my slogan is, make the hobby fun again.
Yeah.
And like across my wall, anyone that sent me thank you notes for giveies that I've bought or whatever. I mean, that pure nostalgia and joy of people
I have
just
mine
enjoying
too,
it brings
yeah.
me back to when I was ripping Pokemon and trading up back in the day. It really does.
And that's the fun part, and that's what we all need to strive for is making this hobby fun. And it shouldn't be about the millions of dollars that are in the industry.
It's stressful. I mean, it doesn't have to be
It's
fun.
if you're not worried about feeding 100 different mouths on a daily basis, then it can be fun. When you're just worried about yourself and your family and just making ends meet and putting a little bit in your pocket at the end of the day, that's what really makes this an enjoyable hobby. You can go out, you can acquire these one of ones, these of fives, these of tens, these cards that are just absolutely gorgeous cards in the hobby. Or you've acquired a grail card that you really wanted for a long time, and you get to actually hold that card in your hand. But then you get to share that card.
Yeah.
And I've learned myself. Everybody in the hobby knows that I'm a massive Bengals fan, and that
Still can't figure out why. But,
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, both had phenomenal seasons this year, and I don't know that there's a Joe Burrow card I haven't held in my hand at this point. Maybe some of the one-of-one flawless things, but I've had a chance to hold them all. And been very lucky in that regard. But then it's time to share them with other people.
I think that's one of my favorite things to do.
I think that when we're building out these, and this is not a hint to our repacks at all. But no, when I get to send cards to Core or to you and incorporate some of those phenomenal cards into these, it's just I get excited when I know somebody's going to hit that card.
Yeah.
And watching them break. When you put the 99 Joe Burrow blue ice out the other day, I was.
True blue. I mean,
rookie
true
blue
rookie.
ice 99. It's a gorgeous card.
It's beautiful.
And so no, just seeing those things come out and go to somebody else for them to enjoy, I think that's one of the best parts of the hobby for me.
Absolutely.
So
I remember the Wimby went out and did Colby pull the
Colby,
Wendy
yep, she was.
at
Yeah.
Nationals
At
from the
Nationals.
hotel.
For
Yeah.
Gold Daddy.
Yeah, for Gold Daddy, who we
It's like
talked about.
3:30 in the morning. Yeah, 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
She was so
3:30 in the
excited.
morning, and
That
Colby.
girl is hooked in the hobby as well. I'll tell you that.
Right.
much. That girl is
Yeah.
hooked.
Yeah, her and J Bone will get well. She's they'll get along. She's a Kelsey fan.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, if you see this, Cole, I'm sending your mom home with some Kelsey cards today. Do not let her tell you that you're getting some Kelsey cards today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just the creativity in breaking right now, it's through the roof. We love it.
Yeah, I mean, all over. So many different streamers out there. I think I'd just like to say, lastly, just one thing I love about the product that we run. What's the most you've ever spent on one break? I'm just curious, Pike. Should we not say that on camera? Or?
Probably not. But
Okay, a lot, right? Probably.
Yeah, we put some money into them for sure.
Well,
I know
then-
I've spent thousands upon thousands in a break chasing something big, right?
Yeah.
If you buy into the Card Gods, if it's a full case of anything, you can literally count them out. I think when we ran Zeus at Nationals, it was $30,000 to buy in for the entire show, right? And we had 20 repacks, 20 spots. If you bought every card and just decided, I want everything, I love it, there's $28,500 worth of cards. So we built in $1,500 for all the back end legwork that we ran, shipping, streaming, fees. Yeah, I mean, the only, like, if we were lucky enough to hit a card in a break and get it at a fraction of the cost, or buying the industry standard at $85-$90 for bigger cards. We just truly try to bring the value. And if you're not seeing that here, at least whenever you're going in, make sure that you guys are getting that value, because a lot of people aren't. And it does turn a lot of people off from the hobby, from what I've
It
seen.
will turn you off immediately.
Certainly.
I dropped $5,000. This was guaranteed. And then I got a $50 sticker. Or what? That might be generous.
No.
I mean, if you paid for it, right? It was just
Vet base pack coming your way.
double
Right.
base packs. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But I think this is a great topic. It was good spending time with you guys again. Everyone out there watching, thank you for hanging out with the Card Gods. UC Pike, Core, J-Bone, Card Gods Unleashed, out.